We are Story Teacher. We do 100% true stories. So everything you're going to hear from this woman is going to be 100% true. She has worked her tail off for the past month, over and over again, the drafts, getting it together. So tonight she is here prepared to make it happen. Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Hold up. Are you ready for this? Make some noise.
We're ready.
Yes. For Monique Live.
Yeah. Woo. Ow.
There it is.
I show up to the YMCA on a Friday for my regular yoga class, only to find out it was replaced with Pilates. Now, I'm a little confused and pissed and shocked because I was just there on Wednesday, same teacher, same class, same time. No notice that this class was not going to exist. And so I go look for the manager and I'm like, hey, what's going on with this class? Like, why was it replaced? When is it coming back? She couldn't give me a straight answer, so I canceled my membership and left. I've been coming to this Y twice a week for 3 years. It's the place that I go to de-stress, to stay fit, and to get a few moments away from my kids. What was I gonna do now? So a few weeks go by and I'm in a little bit of a funk over this because I need physical fitness to feel good. And so my best friend Angela gives me a Groupon for 30 days of unlimited yoga at a nearby studio. I want to get back in the game, but I'm a little reluctant. I've been with the Y for 3 years. So I literally wait to the last week before the Groupon expires before I sign up for my first class. Now, when I show up to the studio, I'm completely culture shocked. Sidebar, the Y is not chic. The staff are sometimes friendly. It's basically the place you go to do your thing and then leave. This place was luxurious. It felt peaceful when you walked in. There was bright colored merchandise everywhere. I was warmly greeted by the studio owner, Debbie, who registered me, checked me in, and then showed me to the women's locker room. At the Y, I never went to the women's locker room. Why? Because you want to get the best spot in the room, so there's no time to go to the locker room. You go straight to the practice room, put your stuff down, so you get the best spot. So, at the new place, I tuck my things away in a cubby in the women's locker room, and I make my way across the hallway to the practice room. I'm really nervous, so I stand outside the door to get my little nervous jitters out, and I'm peering through the window, and there are some string lights that outline the room. There's some ceiling to floor mirrors, and some scantily dressed bodies. Nonetheless, I take a deep breath. I affirm myself, and then I open the door to what felt like the hottest hell summer heat smacking me in the face, mixed with stank body odor and lemongrass. I completely enter the room, and my feet make contact with this noodle-like floor that looks like uncooked ramen. I make my way to the back of the room to an empty space, and I'm sitting down on my mat, and I'm like, I don't know what to think or to do. I really don't want to be here. This is really different. The only commonality between this place and the Y are the ceiling to floor mirrors and the ballet bars that are in the back of the room. Nonetheless, I'm like, Angela gave you this Groupon to come here. She spent her money. But then there's still this war going on between my athletic ego, who's like, girl, you know you need to work your tail out. But then that apprehensive one was like, ooh, boo, I think you might want to leave before class gets started because save yourself the embarrassment. So this dialogue is going on, and then finally Debbie walks in the room with this very fast-pitched voice. Let's get started with pranayama breathing, deep breathing, good for your lungs and respiratory system. Breathe in through your nose, out by the mouth, always through the throat. Nose and mouth are the only passageway. Breathe in as deep as possible, as slow as possible, and as strong as possible. I quickly jump up, I stand in the middle of my mat like the other students, and I assume the breathing posture. I've never done this kind of breath work before, so I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm side-eyed looking at other students, trying to make sense of what to do with my head and neck. It all is very weird and it feels uncomfortable. But I do make it to the third posture, Garudasana, ego pose. I know ego pose, but in this space, I'm completely wet. I'm off balance. I've got sweat dripping in my eyes. I can't land this bird. I'm losing my balance. I'm just a hot mess. To add to that, Debbie is across the room. She remembers my name, so she's calling me out by name, giving me alignment cues. I'm annoyed, I'm frustrated, and I'm a little bit embarrassed. I just really want to leave. But I know if I do, I'll feel worse. So I do make it through the first 45 minutes of class without injuring myself or anyone else. And I'm now lying on the floor in Savasana nap pose. And I'm looking at the LED light covers, and they happen to be of fluffy white clouds and a blue sky. And I'm looking at the one that's directly over my body, and it helps shift my focus away from the anxiety I was feeling. And I actually feel a sense of hope rising. And so in the face of heat and sweat, smells, and self-doubt, I decided to stay and finish the second half. There's a lot of forward folding, back bending, leg lifting. This is all stuff I can do with my eyes closed on the floor. I'm feeling confident and even invigorated. We make it to the final breathing exercise, and after that, Debbie gets the class to give me a round of applause for making it through my first 26 and 2 class. I'm still feeling a little nervous and embarrassed, but whatever. And I'm sitting on the floor, and by this time, everyone is making their way to Savasana, nap pose, and I'm having this reflective moment. My mind is quiet, my hair is ruined, my clothes are soaking wet. I really hated this class. It was hard. It was so hard. But I also low-key loved the challenge. So I eventually collect myself from the floor. I get my things from the locker room, and I make my way to leave the building. Debbie's now at the front desk, and we exchange some pleasantries, and before I exit the door, I look at her and I say, I'll see you tomorrow.